What's going on? We're back with the Boxing Clinic. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Shout out to Mr. DX Factor 87. The homie had a video request, and I'm definitely pushing it through. It's always good when you come with video requests, or when fans do as well, or subscribers. And if you got a video request or you want to get in touch with the Boxing Clinic and your boy CJ Goodfellow, click the description. In the description, it's a link to the Facebook page. Like it, and inbox me. And that's the quickest way to get in touch with me. You got private conversations, you got video requests, whatever it may be. We in the building. And he has video requests like, what if the middleweight division had a super six, or more say a World Boxing Super Series single elimination tournament. And that'd be crazy. I think middleweight has probably the best 8-man tournament that you can find in boxing. It's probably not doable. It's not reality unless it's a lot of money on the line for these guys to step up. Because Canelo and Triple G, they're in the zone of their own, they're in the league of their own. So basically, why would they mix it up with these guys when all the belts are on the line versus those two? But hypothetically speaking, it's the best tournament you probably can make in boxing. From top to bottom. It's popularity wise, and shout out to Cruiserweight. That's a dope tournament, but a lot of people can't identify with the cruiserweights, and that's a problem because they don't get on TV. It's more of an international European type division. The super middleweight used to be there as well with Andre Ward, turn those fortunes around with Andre Durrell and a couple other brothers as well. But this would be dope. First, if he got it, Brad versus Golovkin 8-1. Then the 2-7 is Jajenko and Canelo. Then the middle one, 4 and 5 is Charlo and Jacobs, and then 3 and 6 is Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders, hypothetically speaking. And it'd be interesting, man, knowing there's no tomorrow and you get eliminated and you take that L, how these guys become. Any of these guys probably can potentially win it other than Robert Brett. I got to see what he got left after losing to Yarman Berman in 168 pounds World Boxing Super Series tournament, which was a dummy move. He should just wait his time to fight Ryota and the damn rematch winner. But he wanted to be Billy Badass and move up, and he got whooped, by Raymond Berman. Couldn't pull the trigger. So it'd be interesting to see where he at after coming down from those 8 pounds and see where he's at. Shevchenko's a guy who don't have a lot of experience, but very confident. I think he was like a bronze medalist in the Pan Am Games or something like that. So it's different flavors in his tournaments, different styles. And I think the most intriguing first round hypothetical matchup would be the bottom two. Jamal Charlo taking on Danny Jacobs and Andrade taking on Billy Joe Saunders. I believe Charlo and Jacobs, I don't know. Jacobs' confidence is growing, fight by fight ever since the Triple G fight. He seems to be a better fighter, even coming off a loss with Triple G. More victories than motherfucker, but, he definitely got one there. And his confidence is building. Jamal Charlo confidence is building. His skills is building. I think he needs better work at middleweight, but I think going into this fight, I think he'll be all right. His defense is starting to catch up with his offense. He's starting to become a well-rounded fighter, and he can match Danny Jacobs' size. And if his chin is better than Danny Jacobs, he probably could put Danny Jacobs out. But Danny Jacobs can also put him out, even if his chin is good. Danny Jacobs got that type of power and speed. It'll be an athletic marvel to see those guys fight. I would slightly favor Jamal Charlo, but I need to see more of him at 160. I obviously said that before he fought Triple G. Hugo Centennial Jr. is a step in the right direction because he's no powder puff, even though he quit versus J-Rock, but he's very tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2", so he can match that Jamal Charlo height. And Andrade versus Billy Joe Saunders would be something to see, and it'll be a nice fight to see how the styles match up. That's a fight that should be happening right now, but Andrade said he needed a fight or two to get ready for Billy Joe Saunders or something like that, or fight. We talked about that as well a couple weeks ago. But Andrade, like I said numerous times, he was supposed to be what Terrence Crawford is right now. He's supposed to be pound for pound number one, ruling over the boxing world. He had the opponents at his disposal. He had the skills at his disposal. And mentally, he just checked out. You know what I'm saying? He just, mentally, he's not there. He thinks he's this cash cow. And I remember him fighting his way on up on ESPN, thinking like, you know what? They taking their time with him. So hopefully when he hit the ground running, he really hit the ground running. But he never really hit the ground running. And the show was halted from the beginning. Billy Joe Saunders, when he on, he could beat anybody. He's a good boxer, and that'll be a hell of a fight. I think that and the Jacobs fight, Jacobs and Charlo fight would be the fights to look at. But overall, I couldn't tell you who in this tournament, but if it was to happen, then it'd have to be a hell of a lot of money on the line for these guys to mix it up in a world where these guys ain't competitive. And I wish the amateur system would come to pro boxing. Somewhat where you just line them up and you fight them. No matter where they are, who they're from, you line up, you fight them, you test to see if you're the best. And but we all know boxing is orchestrated. It's about promoters making the right deal. And contrary to people's belief that boxing is dying, there's more money in boxing than ever. Even after Mayweather and Pacquiao and Cotto and all that, Mayweather left the game in financial, with a lot of financial growth. And for him to lead the game, they just looking for somebody else to pick up that ball and expand, the boxing earning potential again. And I think that can happen. But these guys got to start fighting the best. And doing tournaments in the World Boxing Super Series tournament almost about to come to the end with cruiserweight and super middleweight, and they're gonna be moving to another weight class. I mean, more guys should want to do it, man, and put it on the line. You're getting money, you're getting a trophy. I mean, but at the end of the day, a lot of guys don't really want to get exposed. I think a lot of guys know certain guys got their number. But this tournament, I wouldn't know who to pick. It's tough. You got a lot of guys here that don't have experience at middleweight, especially on the left side of the screen. You got the experienced guys on the right side of the screen as well. So it'll be a tough tournament. Well, at least we're getting Triple G and Canelo too. And kind of like it could be a tournament final. But it's a tough tournament to figure out. If they was able to put that money in there and put this on Showtime or HBO or combined networks, whatever it may be, man, this will be a golden ticket. This will be the platinum ticket, for boxing. Everybody will tune in every week to see these guys throw these hands, or every time they will fight. And, I wish it could happen. If I had to pick a winner, I couldn't. It's too tough. It's too tough, man. Any of these guys potentially could win it, probably other than Robert Brennan Tachenko. But I wouldn't be surprised if they won it. You never know. It's always a surprise in a tournament. Nobody thought Andre Ward would dominate the tournament the way he did, and nobody thought the KO doctor in the middleweight division, the cruiserweight division, would dominate the tournament the way he has going against Murat Gasvi right now. So, it's always a wild card. It's always a wild card. And if I had a wild card, it'd probably be Charlo and Andrade. But it's definitely a good look if they was able to, nail down this tournament in the middleweight division. Let me know what y'all think when this tournament we gone.